Ja, ja, ja.
Go ahead and put that mother on me.
Ja, ja, ja.
Yes, sir. This is KillaB-Rex, and this is Kicking with Killa. This is going to be our first guest, Casey808. Casey Ace, Casey Latham. He goes by many names. He's also the master of many trades.
Pleasure to be here, brother.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you, bro. Yeah, so this is our first one, so I'm going to try to keep it going and
Yes,
stuff.
sir.
But
I'm hyped for you.
thank you, bro.
Congratulations on the
So
spot and everything.
we're gonna start off with like where'd you come up from? Like where this all started?
Yeah, so I was born and raised in Hilo, Hawaii, and my father was a musician. My father before him was a musician. Um, it's just, I guess, handed down as far as like where it started for the music,
Yeah.
and I just kind of kept building on.
Ooh, so it's in the blood.
Yep,
Hell yeah.
exactly.
That's what's up, bro. So just starting like where I first heard you and stuff is I was like super young and I've always been like a Hawaii hip hop nerd.
Mm-hmm.
I know whenever I'd hear your songs come out, I was like, who the hell is this guy, bro? His stuff is clean as hell. This is the most professional music I hear coming out of the Big Island.
Thank
So I
you.
started like looking into it and stuff, and then at that time I think you were just going by Ace.
Yep.
Yep. So and then I started hearing you that was when I was in Vegas, and then when I moved back, I was just looking for a spot to record at, and you were like the only one doing it big with a professional studio in Hilo. So we started recording.
Yeah, that was a while ago.
Yeah, bro. I actually was following you back in the day. I think you were in Seattle or New York.
I was in New York.
New York, yeah. Who are you working with again?
I was in New York. I was working with Rich Nice, which was or is still to this day Sway Calloway's manager.
Oh,
yeah, shout out to Rich Nice, by the way.
Hell yeah.
And Aaron A Game. So he was my manager since I was like 18, and he's out of Philly. So I was working heavily with people from the East Coast since I turned like 18.
And you could kind of see it in your style at first too. It was very influenced by the East Coast vibe.
Yep.
So when is that where you studied for sound engineering and stuff?
No, so when I went to audio engineering school, that was in Arizona.
Arizona.
Yeah. I was in Arizona at the conservatory for it's about like 8-9 months, like a year.
Yeah.
And then moved to LA to do the schooling actually requires you to do a year of interning at like record
Same
labels
like recording connection.
Yeah. So like I would mess with like some of the labels out in LA for about a year and then moved back after my grandpa caught his first stroke. So he took care of my schooling for audio engineering. So the moment that he needed my help, I just like packed everything up and came back and took care of him.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's basically the same with me when I was doing it in Vegas and my mom got sick and stuff, so I came back and
family first.
Yeah, 100%, straight up. That's a good characteristic to have, a good value. Speaking of family and stuff, I saw you post your daughters all making music now, doing beats and stuff.
It's crazy.
A full circle.
Yeah, like last week she came home from her mother's house, and then she pulled out her laptop, or no, not her laptop. She had pulled out her iPad, and she had BandLab on it, and I was tripping out because I had bought her Ableton to use on a computer to make beats and shit, but she like pulled it out
herself and
so she pulled out BandLab and started recording her flute like stacks on BandLab.
The flute and all that. Bro, how
so she plays. She's 12 now, and she's in her school's band.
Oh, for
she plays. Yeah, she plays flute.
So it's fully in the blood.
Yeah, yeah.
Hell yeah, that's
It
super
just worked that
dope.
way.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's super lit. So for when I started recording, it was called the Green.
The green room.
Yeah, the Green
Yep.
Room and stuff, and then that one caught fire, and then now this one is Loud Cloud.
Hmm.
So what's the? It honestly changed the whole vibe of the studio
Yeah.
too. So what were you
Was
going with this Loud Cloud one compared to the Green Room?
so um the green room was a lot more like tailored towards just like it was inspired by forest,
Yeah,
money,
hell
weed. You know what
yeah.
I mean? So it was just green, and I don't know. I see green as a creative color,
Mhm.
right? It just means go faster pace. Like I mean, basically everything
No,
green stands for. You
honestly, I
know?
feel it because whenever I was in there, it felt like you just gotta be jamming all the
Yeah.
time.
But then after the studio burned down I mean not the first time, the only time it
Yeah,
burned down.
hopefully.
Yeah, but after it caught fire, burned down, and we rebuilt it up, um, I just wanted a fresh start,
Mhm.
and I wanted it to be like clean, pure.
Oh,
It was uh it was just like I also wanted the ambiance to be changeable instead of just being green. I wanted to be
yeah.
able to like
Switch it up on your
turn on
feeling and shit.
LEDs because this was like maybe right before LEDs started getting really popular to put in
Yeah.
rooms and stuff. So like I just lined the whole room with LEDs at first so I could just
Hmm.
change the color of
Yeah.
the walls. And like with
Switch up the
white,
vibe.
yeah, with white you can just do pretty much anything or add any kind of light to the
And
wall
it'll
and
pop.
yeah, and it'll pop. So I wanted it interchangeable like that, and I just wanted
It's also got that like open space vibe of
exactly.
it.
It's a
Yeah.
lot more open. When it was green, it was a lot more like it felt small. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? But then when you paint it all white and then you like kind of open it up a bit,
Hmm.
um, yeah, and that's where the cloud came from, right? The loud
Yeah.
cloud. So again, weed was another, the
Yeah.
loud cloud, and then like it being loud in there all the fucking time, and just everything being white is
Yeah.
just like a whole change in feel and vibe, and yeah,
Hell
it
yeah,
just
bro.
it was a nice change
Like,
up.
yeah. So, when did you start like fully recording music and stuff? Because I know you said your dad got you into it. Did he get you more like instrument kind or?
He, I would just see him performing or practicing all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So the the practicing and the being just engulfed in it or being
That
around it all the
creative
time,
vibe.
yeah, that was what he brought to the table. Because I
Cool.
don't, at this point, I don't play instruments in
Okay.
2025. I'm trying to
Hey,
pick
but you
up,
still, I see you work, bro.
yeah,
You
like
got that keyboard
I'll,
down and
I'll put
everything.
like, I just want to learn how to like classically play,
I see, I
some
see.
like wills,
Yeah.
to just like be able to like
Make
just hit chords and know what scale it's in.
mm-hmm.
You know what I
No,
mean?
yeah, I feel
Like
you.
that kind of thing. Um, so like I also just bought or got a bass from my father, like a bass
Oh,
guitar. So
can
I'm
practice it
yeah, I'm
and stuff.
practicing that stuff. But yeah, I'm
No,
just getting into that. And by 2025, I want to be at least able to play a piano
piano.
and play a bass good enough
Oh, hell yeah, bro.
to, you know,
Always
produce
progressing.
yeah.
Yep. So when was the first time you laid vocals down and stuff? Was it in school or?
The first time I laid vocals down was my dad actually got like this 4-track Zoom, like a Zoom recorder, and I
Yeah,
think it was like mini, it was mini DV or something like that. So this was like
straight
yeah, it
on the
was
machine, not
yeah,
laptop or anything. Just
yeah, it
straight
was
to the
like straight
machine,
to a
analog. Yeah.
hardware machine. Yeah, so that was the first time that I recorded was there at in my living room. So to say,
No, that's fucking
yeah.
lit.
And then my dad ended up. So after like getting into a studio elsewhere and learning how to like
Put it all
use
together.
digital performer or whatever, my parents ended up getting me Pro Tools
Oh.
that I could just throw on the family computer.
Mm-hmm.
And I just kind of like taught myself how to use Pro Tools at
Tinkering with
first.
it stuff.
Yeah.
That's how everybody does,
Yeah.
honestly. Just getting in. That's the best way to learn is just
Hmm.
putting yourself into it.
Yeah.
Sometimes those books get confusing and
Yeah.
stuff, and
And it was like they had first released the M box, and it was finally because like
damn.
yeah, the M box was like it was finally cheap enough for you to get Pro Tools
Hmm.
without breaking the bank. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? It was like I think that year
it's like still like
the
$100 or
yeah
something,
the
but
new PlayStation that came out, and it was like I had to pick between a
PlayStation or
gaming console,
that.
a gaming console, and like an M box or something like that.
Hey, but you took the right
Oh,
move
of
though.
course. I always took the right move when it
Hell
came to
yeah.
music because it was always like even when I was in so after that when I was in
So what
um
age is this and stuff? It's like
I
intermediate
was
and
still in high
shit.
school.
Oh, high school
Yeah,
kid.
I was still in high school. And I think like sophomore year I had to pick between
Yeah.
football and music. I was like,
Damn,
man,
music.
I ain't going to the NFL. Fuck
Yeah,
this
yeah,
shit.
straight up.
You know? So I'm like, and plus I already knew I wanted to do this for since I was 13.
Yeah.
So it was like it was a no-brainer.
Yeah, I forget who it was, but it was one of your classmates and stuff, and then they knew that we like knew each other. And he's like, I know Casey, bro. He was like that music guy in school. He just would be that rapper.
Yep. It was always that way.
Yeah, hell
Motherfuckers,
yeah.
they couldn't stand me in high school. At least in my first high school, they could
Yeah, at
not.
that time, they because we're from the island and stuff,
Yeah,
so they don't really understand it. Like same
yeah,
with my school, they're like, oh, that's cool and all, but they're like, oh, I'm gonna go, like you said, play football and like
yeah,
fucking surf.
yeah. There was no like at that point. There was people that were like freestyling or like
Yeah,
there would be like little battles and shit or whatever. But then I'd end up eating people up,
yeah,
and then like there wasn't nobody that was like really like that
making
serious.
tracks.
You know what
Yeah,
I mean? Yeah, there was nobody that was really that serious
yeah.
back when I was in high school like that.
Nah, I feel you.
You know.
Hell yeah. So on island, who was the guys you started like making music with first and stuff?
So
Because I know you make a lot of music with Southern Rush back in the day too.
yeah,
It's still to this day, honestly.
yeah.
But
So like Shane, um, and Sudden Rush, they took me on my first tour, and like the they're a pretty pivotal group in my they're the first
yeah,
hip
bro,
hop
they
group
they
that
made hip
that
hop
yeah.
here.
So
They
the
literally
first time
are.
I've ever seen Sudden Rush, well before I started rapping, I was breakdancing back then, as a matter of
Okay,
fact.
hell yeah.
So I ended up I wasn't even old enough to get into these places, but because they knew that I was like heavy into breakdancing
Hmm.
and I was like really into it, they would let me into these places. And it just so happened on one of the nights that I went to
They
this
were
place called
jamming.
Phase Two. Um, it was where the court buildings are now. So there
Okay,
used to be a club where the Hilo
inside.
Court buildings were.
Oh,
Yeah,
nuts! That's
yeah.
crazy.
It was like
I didn't
right.
even know that.
It was like
Yeah.
right next to the entrance to the courthouse where the entrance is. There
Yeah.
used to be a club right there, and it was like
Damn.
it was clubs slash batting cages. So during the daytime,
That's fucking crazy.
yeah, during the daytime, people would be over there like
Yeah.
with the batting cages and stuff, and then at nighttime it would turn into a club, and they had like these sick ass murals just like all around the whole spot. It was so
Yeah.
dope. But anyway, back to what I was talking about. Sorry for the
No,
tangent,
you're good,
but
bro. That just shows that you've been in it since before I even was in
uh,
Hilo, really.
it was that shit was insane. So one night when I went over there to like go do my thing or whatever, um, there was two groups. I forget what the girl group was, but it was the girl group and then Sudden Rush were performing like that night, and that was the first time I ever seen Shane, Caleb, and Don all in one
Yeah,
place, and that
caught the
was like
vibe.
yeah, and that was the first time I ever seen like a hip hop show. Period. So I was like watching them. I was probably what was I? I was like 12. I was like
Damn. So
12
not
years
even in
old.
high school yet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no.
So
I
that's what
was like,
sparked it, really.
yeah, that was the first time that I've ever seen
Like
a hip
I
hop
want
show.
to do that.
Yeah. And then, well, back then I was still in the dancing and
B-boying and
shit.
stuff.
Yeah. So, I was watching that, and it wasn't until the second time that I was like, when I seen them, it was them and Naughty by Nature at the Civic, and
Okay.
I was still hella young too, but I was I was sitting there and watching Sudden Rush and Tretch and like Naughty by Nature do this show, and then that was when I was like, okay, like I want to do this shit.
Okay. Hell
You
yeah.
know what I mean? So that was right around the time that I started freestyling and just building up like
The
the
skill of it.
skill of freestyling.
Yep.
You know? Yeah. So that's kind of where the beginning stage
Ooh,
was.
so right now it's like a full circle moment because now you're starting doing those battles and getting people into it and
Yeah.
at Unices. Is that
Yeah.
how you have to say it? Yeah.
Unices.
Yeah.
So we're starting to get more people in. I'm trying to like um just get people involved in the freestyling
Yeah.
again,
Get the
and
scene popping again
yeah,
because
of
it kind of
course.
died out for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, shout out to Treehouse and all of them because they'll do.
They're
They have
popping
a
still.
yeah.
Yeah.
They have a style of doing it.
Yep.
Mine's is a little bit more mainstream, or I'll play um less golden age rap stuff and
Yeah.
more
More
like
new
new age
style. Yeah.
stuff.
Oh
I'm
yeah, I feel
also
you.
trying to find like
The perfect medium.
I'm trying to find people that are interested in making
Recording.
music
Yeah.
too. You know what I mean? They're more
Yeah,
like
I saw that you like started a label and stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
I just I just signed my first um two
Artist.
acts. Yeah, two artists. They're singers though. They're like
Oh.
yeah, they're like singers like
Hell
soul
yeah.
singers.
Oh, sick. Yeah, bro. It's always
Yeah.
good to get those different genres in it because when you mix it, it sounds so clean and dope.
Yeah. So Rondo and Hennessy are up next on 808 Music. So the label is gonna be
808 music. Hell
yeah,
yeah. I like that. Fucking. You already got the branding going for it. You
yeah,
got the hats. You got
yeah,
everything 808.
exactly.
Yeah.
So that's where we're starting right now, 2025. Two new artists.
Oh,
Um,
you guys got in the studio yet or not
yeah,
yet? Okay,
yeah.
dope.
So
Hell
we
yeah.
recorded the first demo for Rondo, and then Hennessy's actually doing backgrounds on this new song that I just started working on last
Sick.
week. So we're
Getting
getting
them
used to the
used to
flow of
it.
things.
Yep.
Yeah,
Hell yeah, that's
yeah.
super dope. Well, we've been talking about everything else, but we haven't been talking about like the music, and
Mm-hmm.
you be dropping some hits, bro.
Thank you.
Bro, literally every single time I go to your spot, you got something else playing that's like fucking monumental, and I'm like, bro, what the fuck is this? Like
Bro.
even your features, bro. I remember you got Tory Lanez, you got
Mhm.
Gucci, you got like hella people.
Yeah.
How was it? How was it? Cause was Tory Lanez your first big one?
No, Bun B
Bum
was.
B, that's
Yeah.
even more crazy.
Yeah.
I don't think I remember hearing that one,
Yeah, Bun
honestly.
B was the first one.
How was that feeling when you first got like that? He's a legend in the game, honestly, too, to get him on.
That was crazy. Um Shout out to Aaron, by the way. Without my old manager, all of that stuff wouldn't have been possible.
Yeah.
So the Bun B, the Tory Lanes, the Rick Ross, the Gucci Mane, like
Yeah, Rick Ross too. I totally forgot. I
yeah,
not that I forgot the song, but I forgot
No, yeah.
Bro, that's crazy.
The list gets pretty extensive. It's definitely it was I'm sure it was definitely not easy for him to
Lock
make
him
those
in.
things happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But Aaron always had a vision, and he was able to talk to people and clearly get them to understand the vision.
Yeah.
That's why a good manager
Is key, bro.
is key.
Yeah, bro. I always tell guys like a lot of people see it so easily to just do it all by yourself, and
Yeah.
it can do it all by yourself,
Mhm.
and you can get good at everything. But having someone that can take that and just run with that while you just focus on the music, while
Yeah.
this person focus on the marketing,
You need a team.
it literally will multiply by night,
Mhm.
really.
Yeah, you need a good team
Yeah.
because I mean you're competing with people or not people. You're competing with teams.
Yeah, exactly.
So how are you gonna like compete with if
10
you're playing
people.
football
Yeah, straight
and you're one
up.
person? How the fuck are you gonna compete with a whole football team
Yep.
and you're one person?
Yeah, straight up.
Fam,
Yep.
you're getting knocked down.
Oh yeah, and bro,
You know?
honestly, and that's what I definitely want to bring up too is like music theory, because you taught me a lot about music theory and stuff. Like just coming into the studio, I was just a rapper basically,
Mhm.
and I was just like doing that, and then you started talking about marketing and actually getting your music on top of platforms and all
Mhm.
that kind of stuff. So, what do you think is the five most crucial things that artists need to learn other than their rap skill?
Um, social media is a must
100%, especially in this
nowadays.
day and age.
Um, how to run ads
Ads,
on
yeah.
these
And that one
platforms.
gets confusing too because I'm still
Yeah,
learning it too, but
yeah. How to run ads and like how to target your
rather than
niche.
just run it, yeah,
You know what I mean? How to take your content from
an
um,
idea.
how to like once you post the content, figuring out which ones resonate the most
Hmm.
and then running them as ads.
I
That's why
see.
social media and running the ads go hand in hand and they're
Hmm.
important. They're number one and number two. You know what
Yep.
I mean? Um, other than the social media and the marketing, um, I guess this could go before both of those if you wanted to, but it was. I guess these aren't in order. Let's just
No,
put it
yeah,
that
yeah,
way.
no worries, yeah.
Um,
Just five ones that they need.
finding your sound
Yep.
and trusting in that sound and like knowing in your gut feeling when you're creating like this is the right
Yeah.
direction.
Yeah,
You know
no,
what I mean?
100%. That's a huge one because
Yeah,
at first you start getting into this like, oh, I can do this, and get
yeah.
creative with it and jumping around. But sometimes, the audience wants to hear you as like that, and they come to you for that sound.
Hmm. And then connecting to the audience that you
Hmm.
have, like whether it's big or small, it's it's more about the connection that you can make with
Directly,
one person.
hundred
You know
percent.
what I mean? Somebody that fucks with you the long way. Pause. You're gonna be able to build something with that person, and they potentially will take care of you better than like if you put a T-shirt out,
Hmm.
right? And this person that fucks with you heavy um sees the ad for the T-shirt
Hmm.
or something, or sees the post
That's
for
who's
the
gonna buy
T-shirt,
it, not
he's
the
actually gonna
random
buy one for him,
his
his
family. Yep,
family, his wife. You know
hundred
what I mean?
percent.
Like
No, straight up
over somebody that just added you
because
and
they
like
clicked on
sits and
your
yeah, like
music.
just taps like,
Yep.
you know what I mean? Or like that's why building a relationship with fans are always going to be more
Key.
important than the
Getting the views and all
quantity of
that
it.
kind of
That's
stuff.
why I was telling people this week when Rap dropped. You know what
Hmm.
I mean? It's like don't focus on if you got a million streams or
Yep,
not. You
hundred
know what I
percent.
mean? On Spotify,
Yeah,
number one, Spotify is not paying out
yeah, not at
nothing for a
all.
million
Yeah,
streams.
straight up.
You know what I mean? But Number two, the person that
Was that mine? Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, we still got that one.
So the person that's actually listening to you, you're talking to, they're gonna buy stuff. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So paying attention to those fans would be another big one. And then I would think I would say for a number five, um, don't give up because it didn't work 5 years in.
Yep.
Or
Yeah,
you
because
know what
they
I
say
mean?
most times you blow up later on for stuff you did years
Yeah.
ago.
You know, you always got to keep fucking putting stuff out.
Yep.
It's betting on yourself.
Exactly.
So
And also just focusing on like not focusing on that blow up moment and more just like I'm doing what I love to do kind
yeah,
of thing.
that's what it like. Blowing up is relevant to whatever the fuck you got going on in your head.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Blowing up does like hitting 1 million streams did that.
Yep.
You still feel the same way.
Yeah, I
You
feel
know
you.
what I
Yeah,
mean?
I feel you.
Hit 5 million streams, did that.
Yep.
Still don't feel any different. You
Exactly.
know what I mean? It's just being happy with the journey of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Being
100%.
able to do like this place that you have around you, right? This should it should be making you happy. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? No matter what it is, like even the people that are like at the top of their fucking game strive to go further. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? Because it doesn't stop.
Yep.
So getting complacent or feeling like you've hit um you've you've hit it, it doesn't mean that
It just makes it longer now.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, because
So
that's really
the journey of it.
the the best part,
Yeah,
really. Yep.
the journey of it.
Yeah, straight up. That's like super key. So y'all, if you guys are listening, that's like keys right there, honestly.
Five
And
big
coming
ones.
from the OG, like he said, he hit 5 million. He been like doing the biggest shows I've seen. Everybody in Hilo at least, maybe not the whole world, but looks
Nah,
at
whole
Hola
Lea.
bro. This guy's been on that. And that's really keys to
Yep.
listen to because the marketing stuff for sure. You got to get out there rather than your little circle.
Yeah.
The just making those connections is true because I've always back on that big shows. I always tried to get those big shows and I love them and everything, but
Mhm.
I almost don't get as much as the small shows because the small shows I can go and like talk to every single person and be like, yo, and they're like, I fuck with your music. Where can I go look for
Yeah.
it? Rather than the big shows, I get off the stage and they're like, that guy was cool, whoever that guy was, but like, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
you're rocking with people like Penny Dean. You know what I mean?
Exactly,
So it's
straight
like
up.
people or Sudden Rush. It's like people come to see like
Them.
the plethora of guys though. You know
Exactly.
what I mean? Like plethora of
Yeah.
bands. They don't like when they're showing up to your show
Yeah.
to see you and support you. It's a little different. Yeah,
Mhm.
don't get me wrong. It's a cool feeling to do like
Yeah,
a
definitely.
show in front of like 15,000
Yeah.
people. You know what I mean? But it's like, are you really
That
memorable?
retention, yeah.
Yeah, are you really memorable off of that,
Yeah.
or would you rather like build connections and
That
stuff
actually will
with people?
progress and stuff. Because like those little shows that we used to do and stuff, I have guys that I met that buy every single thing I drop
Mhm.
and be like hitting me up like, when's the next drop, bro?
Yeah.
You haven't dropped for a week. Like, when's the next one? And
Yeah,
those big shows, I get like randoms that are like, hey, I saw you at that one show, and I was like, oh, that's dope, but
yeah.
they're not part of the community that you brought,
Mhm.
really. So
Yeah, and it's like you can go and do a big show like that,
yeah.
and still not be successful in music.
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yep. Straight up.
So it's literally about the connection. But that's why, like, going back to Sudden Rush, that's why they were so good,
Because they
or like
learn how
are
to
so
connect
good.
while they're on stage.
Not only while they're on stage, they
Yeah.
can like Shane and Caleb and Don both had both have larger than life like personalities.
Mhm.
So when you step out and you see these guys like in real life,
Yeah.
they will like they'll chop it up with you. They'll shake your hand.
No,
They'll
yeah.
smoke a doobie
They
with
were
you.
honestly the most approachable people
Hmm.
out of all the music community on Big
Legendary.
Island, bro.
That's what makes legends. It's
Yep.
like you you're humble in your own right. You're
No
you're
matter how much you accomplished and
yeah,
everything.
you always feel gratitude, and you set a good example,
Hell
which
yeah.
was the biggest thing that I took away from Shane. You
Yep.
know what I mean? Like, or Don,
Yeah.
you know? And is like,
And even till now, like even when you message him, you probably get it too. He's all like, "Make a good day, bro," and
yeah.
like,
Oh,
bro,
of
that shit
course.
really means a lot. Like having an
Hmm.
OG tell you that kind of
Hell,
stuff.
I text Shane today. He's helping me put together the merch line. Like,
Sick. Yeah, he's been pumping too. Yeah,
yeah,
he's jamming stuff.
yeah. So it's like he you know, always, and then this one is for you too. This
Yeah.
like you always pass the information on.
Hmm.
Never
That's what you
hold,
have
yeah,
to do.
never hold on to it and
Exactly.
guard it with your life.
Yep.
Like, give the sauce away, bro.
Yeah, bro, that's
Give
really
the
what it
sauce
is.
away.
Yeah, because how I see it is like it's longevity, and like even though I'm not the one making music, all these other people, like FTH, for instance, like
Hmm.
we got hella people making music now. Like there's Lil Pachi, like he's been around and stuff, but
Hot,
until we like pushed him into it, now he's like the fucking one of the best ones, and
you
he be like
know.
recording and has his own setup and
Not only that, like he off of the like he built the slogan. You know what I
yeah, straight
mean?
up, yeah,
It's like when people think about that shit, like it takes a team to build it,
yep,
and he built out a fucking slogan for
yep.
FTH and shit, and it's like, so it's like people are given shit and they run with it, and then they
Yep.
build something. Is beautiful
Yeah,
watching people
it truly is. Yeah.
build off of what you give them.
Yep. And
You
then
know?
the you live by that too, because even though you were like in the game so much and stuff, when I hit you up, it was so easy to hit you up and be like, "Yo, bro, I really want to record," and you're like, "Oh yeah, come through. I got some time for you right now and stuff,"
Hmm.
and like every time I hit the studio and you would always give me tips and stuff on like my verses or like
Always.
how I can come off a little bit more professional and stuff
Hmm.
like that. So I really appreciate that. You're
Of
definitely a
course.
huge part of my music journey.
I appreciate you, my
Yeah, bro.
guy.
And then what else? So your new album just dropped,
Oh
bro. That
yeah.
shit is bumping.
Ah,
Every single song is super dope. But for some reason, bro, Cadence makes me tear up and everything just
you
because
know
I
what it's
saw it,
about, though.
bro.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you know what
exactly.
it's about.
Yeah,
That
so
was that was funny. I was talking to that you said it's funny that you said that because I was talking to Kaipo Kapua last
hmm
night because we're working on some stuff for his project. But
dope.
um I was talking to Kaipo and he said the same like he said the same thing, but he didn't know um
The
he didn't yeah
backstory
he
of
didn't
it.
know the backstory or whatever. And then I was telling him, oh yeah, I wrote that song for my daughter, right?
Yeah,
Because it's so open ended, like it's open ended, and it
yeah.
can be for
Anyone, and that's
anyone.
the best songs is that it's not directed towards one thing. It's kind of open minded,
Yeah,
but also you have that meaning in the back of your head of it.
yeah. So I was trying to make it so it could be for anybody, in any particular situation, for any human being to another human being.
Hmm.
But like, for me, I chose the catalyst being my daughter,
Yep.
you know, and just like it came from the heart.
Yep.
um People will feel that, like you said, that's why you
Yeah,
you can
bro.
connect to that feeling of being a father,
Hmm.
you know. um
Girl dads.
yeah, girl dads.
Yo.
Girl dads. So it's yeah, that was the reason why I used that catalyst
Hmm.
for that, to
Project.
bring up that emotion
Hmm.
in that project, because the project, the pressure and the diamond, is all about love in different aspects.
Hmm.
So I don't think I brought this up anywhere else besides like in the description of the album, but it's different aspects of love. Like when you look at Bomb Bomb Girl, um, it's like a new love, like somebody that you're attracted to.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like a girl that you're attracted
That bomb
to.
bomb girl.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
and Be My, which is like, you know, like a little more on that newer end of a relationship, and it's
Yo.
like you have those kinds of records, and then you have
I think that's the one that Carly really likes too.
yeah,
Yeah.
see, so like those like falling in love records, and then there's Love for Marijuana, which is
Yeah.
Zaza, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like songs like that, or like Protect Your Peace, which is like self love.
Yo.
You know what I mean?
I
So
fuck with that, bro. I
yeah, so
love
it's
that.
like love in all of its different aspects
Nice.
is like the diamond,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and then the pressure just being everything that makes it,
Yeah.
you know.
I just
So
feeling all of it all at once too.
yeah,
Just like,
so that was the concept behind the pressure and the diamond.
oh, bro, I'm glad you shared that because
Yeah,
that just brings a new light to the project and
yeah,
even makes it more meaningful and stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's more than face value. It gets
Yo.
deeper,
Hell yeah.
you know. So that's like the gist of that project altogether. But yeah, that's kind of, I'm gonna take the next project and build a little bit more deeper on that, and
Yeah.
we're gonna go into like visuals being all
Oh.
tied into each
Yeah.
other and stuff, instead of just like one or two
Each
music
being
videos
similar.
being different stories.
Mm-hmm.
Like everything in the project will be tied in,
Oh, I
the
fuck with that.
visuals, the music, the, like I was talking about with the pressure and the diamond, um just everything will be kind of
And
tied in a
fuck,
little
bro. And
more.
I feel like that's why people don't listen to full albums as much. Is because people ventured away and making that full project of
Yeah.
like making it meaningful and stuff. And
Hmm.
I'm super stoked you're gonna do that because
Yeah.
then people are like, I want to listen to the whole thing because it's a
Immersive.
story.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's immersive,
exactly.
you know? And yeah, that's, bringing that back will be crucial,
Yep.
especially nowadays with the way that
The
the
music
labels, yeah, the
industry.
music industry is changing
Yep.
now, and us going back to direct to consumer,
Hmm.
like you have to make shit immersive.
Yep.
You know, you have, like, it can't just be music and
That's a
clips
cool
on
song.
Instagram.
Then
You
move
know,
to the next story or
yeah,
something.
yeah,
Yeah.
it can't be like that anymore. If you want something that's gonna stick around, that's tangible, then you're gonna need to go deeper than just creating the song, putting it out, and
Just
like,
hoping it takes off. Yeah.
yeah, or making just making reels to it. Like you can build a story out.
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
Hell
Like
yeah.
use your imagination, go further than just an MP3 and some Instagram reels.
Yep.
You know?
No, yeah, and I feel like that's the guys that I follow the most is those guys
Hmm.
that have a story where you want to click on it and kind of, and then you kind of just get lost in their
Yeah.
page, pretty much of like, oh, what
Tyler.
the hell, what the hell?
Tyler is doing a great job at that.
Oh yeah,
Tyler the
yep,
Creator.
hundred
Like if
percent.
you want something like to
He's like, bro,
follow,
on another level,
that shit is
bro. He's on another
crazy.
level, bro.
Yeah.
He always has been too, and even when he was in his mess around stage, he was just
Bro,
always,
from the
you know,
first fucking music video, Yonkers was buck
bro,
wild, bro.
crazy.
I could not stop watching that
Bro,
shit.
I would literally show that to every person that I saw because that's when I was in Vegas and stuff.
Yeah.
So we'd have like random creators just come to our spot and cruise kind of like this, and I'd be like, "You saw that Yonkers, bro? Bro, this guy is
Yo,
like
that shit
fucking
is,
with bugs and
yeah,
shit." Like,
he ate bugs, was puking, and then he hung himself
bro,
at the end. That was
exactly.
crazy.
That was mad.
You might have to dock that out. You might have
Yeah,
to edit
yeah.
that when I said that, but
No,
but
yeah,
the shit was crazy.
yeah.
Yeah.
But that's how it's fucking just making that extra make that extra connection for the audience to kind
Yeah,
of want to
man.
follow the whole thing.
And he's been doing it since the beginning with like Wolf Haley, right? Like,
Yep.
so like those those are all
Even his TV
characters.
show and stuff, bro. Like I used to after the Yonkers, I started just watching his TV show and
Yeah.
just like messing around with
Yeah,
that.
on Adult Swim. That shit
Yeah,
is
bro.
funny as
Funny as
hell.
hell.
Yeah.
So you already said you're starting a project or waiting a little bit?
No,
I know
I'm
you're always
already,
recording, bro,
yeah,
but
I'm already on the next one.
hell
I'm
yeah.
4 songs deep
And then for
into the
your
new stuff.
label, are you guys doing like a label project or is it just gonna be their
I'll end up
individuals
doing I'll end up probably doing a label project, but right now
focus on building
I just want to figure out who Hennessy is
hmm help her
and
find that sound
who
like you
Randall
said.
is as artists,
hmm
and like really carve out the first few songs
hmm
for themselves,
I feel you.
and then maybe get into some group stuff. I'm also still looking for
More
more
artists. Dope.
artists that fit the bill for the label,
Dope.
and yeah, just trying to
It's
really
always a good way to focus on your own because that's what I'm glad about is when I was in Vegas and stuff. Alec, Sound by Dawson, he was always
shout out
about
to
that.
Dawson.
Yeah, bro, he's doing it big.
Oh yeah, over
But he
here
would
now.
always like tell me like we're a group and stuff, but you gotta find your own sound and gotta
Yeah,
like move, do your own projects and
yeah,
stuff. And when I came back, I think that what kind of helped me find that sound and just keep moving. And then
yeah,
for some guys that start as a group, everybody kind of starts sounding the same and kind of
yeah,
like take from each other, which is
yeah.
always good and all. But when you find that sound, it just makes it much more
Cuts through
meaningful.
better.
Yep,
Yeah, individuality
exactly.
in a group, or um in like a group of people, not necessarily just a group, but
Yeah,
individuality is gonna be what makes it
stand
pop.
out.
Yeah,
Yep. Oh yeah.
you know.
Cool. So what else? So there was a few more things I was gonna bring up. Let's see. So back on when I first started hearing you, I remember hearing you on the radio as Ace with Sudden Rush and stuff.
Yeah.
So did you guys do that out of your spot?
Genuine? No.
Yeah,
Genuine was before I even had um
the
well,
studio
I filmed. I recorded
spot.
my part of, so I restructured and put the chorus as a scratch track on top of the um the initial beat
Yeah.
that came from the other Ace,
hmm
right? Um Ace Lowmiller, which he produced
Bro,
the
yeah, and
track.
at first, like, just because I was
It
still
was
so
confusing
young, I
too.
was confused.
It
I
was
was like, bro,
confusing as
he
fuck.
need
Yeah, that's why I
which one is
changed.
what?
That's why I changed my name
Hell yeah.
to my middle name.
Yep.
But yeah, Ace Lowmiller did the track on it. I put the hook on it for Ho'okoa to sing.
hmm
So it was like my idea to get Ho'okoa and Southern Rush
So
on to sing those parts.
that's nuts.
And then Shane wrote his own. I wrote my verse. But it just started off as the chorus, the scratch track that I put on as the chorus, and then everybody else got on it afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, cool. Hell yeah.
yeah.
So is there one project that you could say is your most favorite that you've worked on? Or like one that changed your life the most?
They're all my babies, and they've changed
Yeah.
my life in different
Hell
ways.
yeah. Okay, cool. I
They're
like
all
that. I like
part.
that.
Yeah, they're all parts
Of a
of my
journey.
life. Yeah.
Yep.
So it's just like they're all pieces of, whether it was seeing somebody go through something and being inspired, or me going through something and being inspired.
hmm
Um, all of the, you know how music brings back
Those memories and
memories,
feelings.
even if you didn't write it, right?
hmm
Like it's the same way for me. So like it might bring me back to a point where I was sitting in the studio writing
Yeah.
about it, or it might bring me back to a point where I was down and out and going through a
hmm
breakup, or
I
so
feel you.
it's,
I feel
yeah,
you on
they're all
that.
my babies.
Yeah, bro. I still listen to my old tracks. I even watch like we used to do that podcast back in the day.
Mhm.
I once in a while just start on and just listen to it just because I'm like, it's those memories, honestly, and it
Yeah,
brings back those feelings of that time that you're
Yep.
in and everything. So that's super
It's
dope.
going back to the journey. That's why
Yep,
you gotta love it.
exactly, bro. And then I always like to say that the music will last longer than us anyways too.
Mm-hmm.
So always making it um stick where it's not like, oh, that's gone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I recorded that 6 years ago, I'm not gonna listen to it no more and shit
Mm-hmm.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So um what else? I had a few more. I can't think of it because it's on the phone. But and I fucking forgot my pens for the whiteboard that I was gonna write all of them down.
It's all good.
Um, Bro, you
Cause you,
you are one of the guys that have the best, most like stylistic fucking dress code. Like even
I
now, like you
appreciate it.
you got that cruise vibe right now, but it's
Yeah.
still got those little Dior shorts on. He got
Yeah.
the bro. This
Try to
guy is
mix
the
it up.
most stylish guy I've known. Where do you pick that up from, or you just always was with it?
I don't know. I just kind of built my own style through just influences and
Yeah.
just, I don't know. Some people like my brother, he'll look at my outfits and be like, "You're so Filipino." And then other people, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
you'll look at the outfit and be like, "Damn, he got a little bit of flash in there, but a little bit of chill." Like it makes sense,
yeah.
but it's like, um, yeah, it's an acquired taste for whoever likes it. You
Exactly.
know,
Yeah.
some people may like the style, some people
Like these guys,
don't.
most of these viewers aren't even gonna notice. This guy's wearing Dior shorts right now, bro. Like,
And then the Louis, the
bro,
off
I
white
didn't even
Air
fucking
Forces.
know that, bro. That went over my head. These, bro, can you do a fucking, bro? This close
He
up on
said,
these shoes is fucking crazy.
yeah. So I'm just,
I have
you know,
horrible eyes, so I thought they were just brown, but they're literally Louis Vuitton, bro.
I
That's
don't
so
know.
lit,
And then the vintage Michael T.
bro.
So I don't know. Yeah, it's hit or miss. People gonna like. It's just like the music. People
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
like your
exactly.
style. People aren't gonna like your style. Some
But
people think it's tacky. But
exactly.
it's like
But
you
the
just
guys
gotta
that it hit,
fucking,
yeah,
you just gotta trust in your artistry or like the way that you feel and like
yeah,
trust in the way you want to express yourself
yeah, bro. Cause
and
that's
fuck what
something that I
everybody
gotta,
else thinks.
bro. That's what I gotta start doing. Cause I'd be like
Hmm.
always second guessing it. I'm like,
I mean,
fuck.
I second.
Like even just today, I was like, bro, I like it, but I'm catching Barney vibes, bro. Like, should I
People
change it, babe?
not get yourself.
Yeah, yeah, bro. I was
Hey,
like, fuck.
you can be unsure sometimes. It's all right too. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? Like, or just don't give a fuck.
yeah, yeah.
You
That's
know,
more what I
like
gotta work on, bro. Just
it's as artists, of course, you're gonna feel like sensitive about
yeah.
yourself and like the way that you present yourself. I'm not saying that don't give a fuck and just
No, yeah,
present
for sure.
myself however, but like you also gotta have that line of like
The people that will
this is who
know,
I
they'll
am.
appreciate it.
Yeah, this is who I am. You're either gonna appreciate it or I'm
Hmm.
not for you. Keep pushing.
Yeah, bro.
You know.
Just like, for instance, I went to the store before I came here and stuff,
Hmm.
and this lady was like staring at me, and I was like, "The fuck is this lady staring at me for?" And she's like, "I just like your shoes. Like they're super cool shoes. I
Yeah.
like them. They're Converses and stuff." I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, this lady was just." In my head, I'm like, "The fuck is she looking at me as Barney and shit?"
Yeah. Like going back to my brother, like people will, I'll walk into a bar with one outfit and
Hmm.
get like a bunch of different compliments.
Yep.
And then after the bar, I could go see my brother somewhere and then he'll roast the fuck out of my
Yeah.
outfit. You know what I
No, yeah,
mean?
I
Like
feel you. I feel you.
it's it's definitely it it doesn't matter. People are either gonna find a reason to compliment it or find a reason to hate it, just like the
Exactly.
music. And it's just yeah.
Just falls back on
Yeah.
being true to you and just
Hmm.
like you said, not give a fuck about it and just
Yep.
that's me. And if you don't like it, there's plenty of other artists you can go follow and check out. And if
Hmm.
not, I'm here and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, just be comfortable in your own skin, you
Yep.
know.
Hell yeah. That's a super good key too for artists because a lot of people get scared of it because they're like, oh, I don't know if I wanna. I want to come off this way, and then they're like, no, I don't want to come off this way and stuff, and it kind of puts yourself inside of a box and
Exactly.
just messes with everything.
That's why it was number 5 in one of those keys. It was just like, just be confident in your direction. You
Hell
know,
yeah.
move. If you're gonna choose a direction, move in it. Because if you keep on switching directions, the momentum's never gonna build.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like trust in it and just move in it.
So, hell yeah.
Yeah.
I just remembered one. Who was the? I know you said Southern Rush was definitely one of the big influences, but music wise, well, who was your favorite artist growing up, and then maybe now?
So, next to Southern Rush, there was this other group called Toxic, which was
yeah, the tonic shots and
the
all that.
first
Yeah?
reason why I've actually gotten into a studio. Right? It was like I won that rap battle at 15, sponsored by the radio station and Toxic, and like when I was first starting, Biz, which was one of the people out of the group, was the first person to show me how to put 16 bars together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or the difference between writing or how you would write for a chorus or verse.
Yeah.
You know?
I see.
So like
Because
that
they were
group,
that East Coast vibe too. That's why. Yeah, they're
that
from New
group was
York or something.
they were from the Bay.
The
Most of
Bay.
them were
Oh,
from
okay,
the
okay.
Bay. Yeah. So a lot of that Furley shit and a lot of that West Coast um swag came from them
Mm-hmm.
as well. A lot of how to dress also came from them. So like at home, those were my influences. But if we're talking like just in hip hop or the culture,
who was on your headphones in high school and you was like rapping and shit like that?
God, everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody. I mean, like from when I was in high school, a lot of Jay-Z, a lot of G Unit, a lot of Biggie, a lot of Pac. As far as hip hop goes.
Mm-hmm.
But then there was also Buju Banton, Bob Marley. There was also like Wayne Wonder.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like
yeah, because we're from this melting pot, and that's what literally our music choice is the same. Like you can go to family parties, and they got like all the crazy different songs all lined up together, and it matches too. Because I kind of came up on the same ones, bro. Like
it's a but that's where I get my inspiration in creating music too.
Mm-hmm.
But before that, it was Zapp and Roger, and you know, like Michael Jackson, and Janet Jackson, and like all kinds of shit. You know, James Brown. Forget like you could go way back.
A lot of people don't know this, but I always wanted to do music and stuff. But the first time I ever started doing like music was karaoke, and that's like a huge part of the culture down here.
Yeah,
at least the Filipino culture.
Yeah,
like
Michael Jackson was like I used to copy everything Michael Jackson did when I was like
which got you into the dancing,
like,
probably.
Yeah, I was probably like 4 or 5 years old. You know what I mean? I mean, I wasn't no Bruno Mars at that age, but it was like everything that Michael did was like so fucking epic, you know?
Yeah.
And yeah, it's like influences in music go way back.
Hell yeah, that's super dope. I just remember when I started trying to rap, it was you ever have that like PlayStation game that was like that mic and you kind of tried to rap with him and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's like that other game like the Def Jam fucking fight one and shit.
Yeah, I had all of those. There was even one that came with a turntable.
Yeah, so, I know which one you're talking about. Yeah.
So like you could before I started DJing and shit, I was always infatuated with DJs too. You know what I mean? A lot of the time when I was at dances, if I was tired of breakdancing and shit, I would sit and watch
the DJ
and watch the Flavor Boys just be on their back then it was like Pioneer, it was CDJs, and I would sit and watch these
Because they
guys.
would look so cool too. They'd be playing the dopest music and they're just kind of chilling, just watching everybody. And they're
Yeah.
like, that guy is dope as fuck.
Yeah. And I mean, like sometimes when I play for like parties or whatever, some kids are just I laugh because like some kids will just sit and watch.
Watch, yeah.
And I'm
so
like,
you can see the
you-
next generation.
You're going places.
Yeah, straight up. Hell yeah.
This is about to take you on a wild ride.
That's
Yep.
hella dope. Oh fuck! I don't want to take too much of your time, but what is something you would tell the younger you? Like, what is that one thing? If you could go back in time and tell them one key thing, what would you tell them?
Keep letting them laugh because they're gonna be DMing you about the good old days.
Yeah, straight up, bro. Honestly, I get a bunch of those too. Like, oh, I remember in like intermediate. I was like, bro, you are kind of fucking dick
Yeah,
to me.
exactly.
Intermediate.
They're gonna hit you. They're gonna hit you like I always believed in you.
Yeah.
Sure, you gotta hit them with the thumbs up on their fucking shit.
Hell yeah.
You
But
know?
yeah, that's a super dope one to end it out with and
Mhm.
stuff. But thank you for being on.
Of course,
Kicking It
thanks
with
for having
Killa,
me.
bro. Hell yeah.
Yes,
This was
sir.
Casey808. Last thing, anything? Where they can find your music or anything?
Oh
like
yeah,
that?
so Casey808
We'll
on all
pop it up,
streaming
too.
platforms. And if you really fuck with the music, you can go to Casey808.com and buy the music direct
Hell
to consumer
yeah.
because Spotify is
Ain't paying
not
out.
cutting it. Also, you can go to any social media site and it's Casey Lasem, CASEYLACEM, and I'll be on all of the platforms.
Hell yeah. And this was Kicking It with Killa. And tune into the next episode. Right at the end, we'll have all his platforms and everything. Go follow
What's
this
up?
guy. Yes,
Bless.
Cherry. Fuck yeah, bro.
Go hit my hotline.
Just know that you got it. Don't ever hesitate. You my shotgun shot it.
It's prime time.
Girl, let's take advantage. I'm trying to push you to the edge. This feeling's everlasting.
Last all night.
I'm trying to see you in the moon.